Steve, I got a question that I'd love for you to answer for the people who are going to watch this, and that is, what are the best reasons for someone to own a home, and what are the best reasons for someone to rent?
Well, in both areas, you can never really set aside the financial conditions.
True.
And so you really do have to, I think, make your housing decision based upon prudent financial thinking. And that's not hard to do.
Right.
It really isn't. And there are professionals like you who can sit down and guide someone through this. And it makes sense to rent. It makes sense to own. So the first thing is always you need to think about this and make a wise business financial decision. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, let's talk about renting first. Renting can be a great choice for people. Number one, the care and maintenance of a property oftentimes will be addressed by the landlord of the property, or at least some of it would be addressed.
Sure.
So there's no overlying fear that, my goodness, as my hot water heater goes out, do I have to replace that? No, your landlord takes care of that. Generally speaking, when you rent a home, you are required to maintain the grass and so forth, and clean the gutters and downspouts, and just do general maintenance
stuff. Right.
But the big expenses that can come up in home ownership should be covered by your landlord. Secondly, a good reason to rent is that if you're not sure of how long you would be living in a community, it gives you a lot of flexibility. If you know that, goodness, I could be called out of here in 6 months, well, you're not locked into having to sell a property and go through the showing process and all of those things that are involved.
Right.
You can notify your landlord if you're at the end of your lease. You notify your landlord and you're free to go. So it gives you a great deal of freedom and options, I think, if you don't have a more permanent sense of where you want to live.
Right, and that might be true if somebody has, maybe been transferred here or is coming here for a period of time and doesn't know the community and doesn't have time to make that kind of detailed analysis of where they want to live, where they want their kids to go to school, and those kind of things. It might be an option for somebody in that circumstance, a good option for somebody in that circumstance.
Excellent option. And Keith, something that I often find is our people come in and they take a position. They're I'm not sure I'm going to like this position. So that's
that too. Yeah.
That's really a good reason to maybe show a commitment. Any employer wants to see that his or her new employee is committed to move, to bring the family, to make a commitment to the community. Right. They want to see that. They want to see how much they're invested. But any employer would also understand that if you don't have time or the immediate resources or the knowledge, as you say, of the community and the school systems that you feel as though would be best for your children, renting is a good, solid option. Look, I am committed. I've just signed a year's lease.
Right.
I'm here. I'm ready to go, and so forth. So I think those are all good reasons to rent a property. Good reasons to buy a property. Well, long term, certainly buying a home makes good financial sense because of the wealth accumulation.
Yeah,
why does that happen? Well, it's, yes, based upon appreciation. Certainly our market is in an appreciating market. But bear in mind, and I have to say this as a sidebar here, and that is that real estate is a secular market. You'll be up and you'll be down.
Right.
Hopefully you won't buy at the highest end, and hopefully you won't sell at the lowest end.
Right.
So you have to look at an average of appreciation rates. But with that said, buying a home, yes, is a good investment, certainly in the Miami Valley, Dayton, Ohio area, given the affordability of homes. And the cost of homes here will not exceed, in fact, in some cases, will be less than renting a home in our market.
Often so.
But secondly, there is a difference between living in a house
Mhm.
and living in your home.
Right.
There's this sense of pride, of ownership. It's yours. If you want to paint that wall purple, you can paint that wall purple.
Right.
And you can't customize or individualize a property that you're renting,
Right.
unless you have an extremely open-minded landlord.
Yeah.
But buying a home gives you an opportunity to make it the way you want it, to make it feel that this is where I want to put my holiday dinner. This
Sure.
is where I'm going to lay it out.
Mhm.
This is where I'm going to bring home friends or
Mhm.
family and so forth. So buying a home should be, yes, absolutely a good solid financial decision, but it also gives one a sense of accomplishment, a
Mhm.
sense of stability, a sense of pride in what they've been able to accomplish.
Right. In the community that they live in the place that they provided for their family and for their loved
Absolutely.
ones, and for them to pursue the kind of things that make them happy.
I think it's an innate desire in so many people, as I mentioned earlier, not only here in the U.S. but certainly around the world, to be able to call this my home.
Right.
This is my piece of land. This is what I'm here to tend to, and that gives a tremendous sense of well-being and a sense of place.
Right. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us, Steve.
Sure.